Hello everyone, Fanta here, you're watching FANTAVISION, and today I am discussing GameStop surveys, feedback system, prestige stores, prestige people, which I think I've seen, all that sort of stuff right here today on Tales from Retail, on FANTAVISION, all that stuff. Anyway, so this was actually another viewer idea by Rebels Rebellion. Thank you, good sir. I wrote down your name this time because I kept forgetting to do that for you wonderful people that have been writing in ideas because, like I said, I've been running low. So please, for the love of God, put down in the comments if you've got any ideas of anything I haven't covered, and most likely I'll cover it because a lot of your guys' ideas have been pretty amazing. I mean, the mindset, like the negative mindset that you get from retail and how it really affects you has blown up because I feel like it's a topic that not a lot of people have covered, and it's just a wonderful topic that I don't think a lot of people think about. So again, thank you all for sending in your ideas. They've been helping out the series, they've been helping out me, and hopefully they've been helping out a lot of other people that might not have heard about those topics if it weren't for you. Real quick, today I'm drinking another Dogfish Head Sea Quench Ale. It's actually my last in my fridge. Pretty sad about that. I'll have to get some more at some point, but I gotta drink the rest of the beer first, so you'll see a lot bigger variety coming up now that I'm kind of forced to drink those other beers. So how can I do a whole video on the feedback system? And I really thought about this, actually, even myself, because I was like, well, that's a good idea because I haven't really covered it. But how can I make that a video? And you know what? I couldn't have until they implemented all of these new things like prestige stores. And if they weren't as important as GameStop has made them. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but at the bottom of the receipt or the back of the receipt or somewhere on the receipt of almost every single store you shop at, they have some sort of feedback system. Even if you go to restaurants, let's take Chili's for example. If you go to Chili's, you eat your food, you check out, you go through the tips and the payment and all that stuff. At the end, it asks you about doing a survey. And then you do the survey, it asks you about the wait staff, what they asked you. Most of the big chain restaurants do this, and most of the big chain stores do this. And the thing is I understand why they do it. They want to make sure they don't have terrible employees. They want to make sure that even shy customers can voice their concerns about what's going on. But the thing is, unlike Chili's and Olive Garden, where it's very convenient, it's right there, you just do it right after you're done eating. It's super simple, and most of the time I'm just filling out all positives. The only time I ever do any negatives is like, how do you feel about the value of the food? And if I'm at Olive Garden, I'm like, you guys are really overpriced, but I like the food, so sometimes I go there. I know it's weird. I like the food at Olive Garden. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It tastes like salt. Salt is delicious. It's very simple at these restaurants to just fill it out right there and then. And honestly, at GameStop, they used to have the same sort of thing. We had these screens, and they could do that, or you could do it on your smartphone, of course, but smartphone kind of requires the customer to jump through the hoops for you instead of the screen doing it for them. I believe they could take the receipt over to the screen, scan the receipt, and they could fill out the survey in the store without having to look up any external websites. And that made it so much simpler. That made sense. But now that those screens don't exist anymore, it's up to the customer to remember that A, that there's a survey on the receipt, and then B, go through all of the steps required to fill out the survey. It's a pain in the ass. It's like a 10 to 15 minute process. And I don't want to do that unless I know the person who's working there and they want to, they want some good feedback. They want to get their store to get the prestige store again. I've got a buddy who's a manager at a GameStop, and I want to help him out. So if I'm ever there for some odd reason, like trading in an old game or trading in a game that's been on PlayStation Plus or Games with Gold, then I'll fill out one of those receipts for him. Or any of his staff, because most of them are nice, so I'll help them out. But other than that, what I noticed is most feedback, pretty much everywhere, even online, even as easy as it is, I mean, you're not going to go out of your way if something is just how you wanted it to be. It's whatever. It works. You got the item. You did the shopping experience. It was average, whatever. You don't care. you're basically only going to get the negative people. And that's the inherent flaw when you have to go through all these hoops. An angry person will happily go through all of these hoops just to spite somebody. I remember I was talking about that guy in that old episode and how I stood up for one of my coworkers because she got a lot of flack for simply telling somebody that their card didn't work. They had such a small penis that when she said, your credit card is not working, your credit card's been declined, do you have another card? He flipped his lid. And the thing is he didn't even do that in the store. He instead went and called the manager and filled out one of these surveys and left a negative review just because his penis is Tic Tac size. And he can't handle it when his credit card doesn't work because he gets too embarrassed. I don't understand this human being, and I don't get why you would go out of your way to make somebody else's already miserable life even worse just because you have a tiny peen. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. These tiny peen people will often go through the trouble to fill out these surveys. And like I said, unless you're making friends with these customers, they're not going to do it. They're not going to go out of their way. If that's what corporate is looking for, they're looking to have the employees go above and beyond. I mean, I understand. But at the same time, you got to take those surveys, especially the bad ones, with a grain of salt. And I've had too many coworkers and people I know that have been affected by these surveys and stores that have been affected by these surveys when it's really not their fault. It's just some belligerent customer that didn't get a return the way they wanted it done. They didn't get as much as they wanted in trade, and just stupid bullshit things that are the customer's fault 100% of the time. Now, I'm not saying that 100% of the time these negative surveys are false, but most of the time it was just a very upset customer. Now, these things have gotten even more important now that these whole prestige stores exist. Now, these did not exist back when I worked at GameStop. It's been quite a while now since I worked there. And these prestige stores, what's weird to me is not only are they beneficial to the people that work there, they are on the map as a prestige store. If you Google them, they're marked as GameStop Prestige. They have a certain air about them. It means that they're excelling in customer service and some other things as well. I don't exactly know how they get to prestige. I've heard it also has to do with employees leveling themselves. I saw that on the GameStop Reddit. They were talking about grinding out a few levels to get the store to prestige. I remember we had that sort of thing. We did training modules. I did all of them pretty much because I was bored in the store. I was level like some insane thing. I was number one most of the time in the store. I was tied between me and another manager. And it didn't do anything. But nowadays it sounds like that's what GameStop Prestige is. So not only are these surveys influencing this prestige, but I feel like they are also able to detract. So if they're not getting enough good ones and they're getting a lot of bad ones, they might lose their prestige status. That's what I've heard online. That's what I've heard from certain people. It's just like an even bigger implication of these surveys. And like I said, if these surveys are already something that you can take with a grain of salt, then it doesn't seem like a good system to me. And I feel like if you're going to keep that system in place, at least use some logic when you're looking at these surveys. Have the ability to go, okay, well, we remember this experience. We remember why this person's giving us a bad survey. Just wipe them off, get rid of that survey, and look at the rest, and that's it. But that's not what they do. And that is what I feel like kills the whole system. I mean, think about it. When was the last time that you filled out a survey about something? Were you happy? And I feel like most of you are going to say no. I'm sure some of you will say yes, and I have as well when I'm happy. But most of the time when I'm pissed off about something, some sort of, store has screwed me over, or an employee was a complete prick, or I got sent the item and it was broken or was wrong, I was more inclined to send a negative response because I was very upset. Whereas a positive experience, like I said, it's just business as usual. I feel like that's how it should always be. so I don't really think to go above and beyond and fill out a survey. So unless you're making friends or you know people that are shopping ahead of time and you're telling them like, hey, look, please fill out the survey. I really need it. And even then, honestly, when I worked there, my friends, they're like, oh shit, I forgot. I honestly forget the survey. I forget the surveys all the time too. I don't blame them. I used to be like, really? It takes like 5 to 10 minutes. You couldn't do that for me? You can do it in the store. But now that like I'm the customer and my buddies are the ones that work at GameStop, I'm like, oops, shit. I lost the receipt. I didn't give a shit. I forgot. Something like that. But most of the time I try to remember because I want to help my buddies out, Because it's rough. It's rough getting those good surveys. Like I said, it's very difficult because customers are bastards. And I feel like that is a huge factor in a lot of why retail is not a great job. It's not just because corporate is pushing these crazy numbers on you, but on top of that, you have to deal with the customers. And not only do you have to deal with them and their personalities, but you have to worry about them leaving you a bad survey if you accidentally rub them the wrong way, like telling them that their card does not work. It's just doesn't make sense to me. Another thing that I want to mention about these surveys is that I do not know a soul that has ever gotten one of those. In my 4 years, almost 5 years of working at GameStop, I never met anybody that won one of those $100 gift cards. So I'm not saying that they're bullshit, but the fact that I never knew anybody, and I knew people that filled out surveys all the time because they wanted to help out our store and they wanted to help us out. Nothing from a single store that I could remember did anybody even hear of somebody winning. I think there might have been a whisper of like, oh, maybe this guy won. But that's it, like one time in 4 years. And there's supposed to be 25 of these. And what I'm wondering is what is the turnaround? I'm going to be completely honest, I did not look up the official rules, but when is the turnaround on these 25 $100 gift cards? I don't know, but it seems like every 4 years because that's the only time I ever heard anybody win. I also don't know how the regions work. I don't know if it's 25 company-wide. Like, what are the odds of winning this thing? Again, I'm sure people in the comments are like, Fanta, you could just look it up. Yeah, but I'm shooting the video now, and I didn't think about that before I shot the video. I did think about, I never knew anybody with a gift card, but I was like, oh yeah, when does that even get given out? I don't know. So it seems a little fishy to me, the fact that they're giving out $2,500 every so often to people. That seems like a lot of money. And like I said, I didn't know anybody that won. And that being said, I know people that have won prizes from other companies. Taco Bell. Oh my God. I knew a guy that got the gold. He first got the PS4 before it came out through the Taco Bell promotion. Then he got the fucking gold PS4 when they did that promotion. I don't get how this boy had so much freaking luck. It's ridiculous to me. But he came in with both just to go like, look what I got. I don't blame him because he knew that we're all trying to win these damn things and he just won every single time. Freaking crazy. Good for that guy. And if I knew a guy that has won 2 things from one promotion, I should know somebody for the company that I'm working at. I should know that a customer has won this. I feel like, is that the company should let the employees know at the store, like, hey, someone in your district won this. Congratulate them when they come in. I feel like that would be a wonderful bonus to the $100 gift card and make the customer feel even more appreciated. Is if they alerted everybody in the district, this is the person with the $100 gift card. If you see this person come in, congratulate them. I never got that. I never got that email. I never got that announcement. So either they don't do that or nobody ever won. And if nobody ever won, like I said, a little bit fishy. Not going to say anything. I'm not going to say that they don't give them out. I don't have any proof of that. But it's weird to me that I never heard of anybody winning that after 4 freaking years. and knowing lots of employees at different stores and working at lots of other stores and talking to those people and talking to the managers, talking to the employees, talking to the customers. Nobody knew anybody. So, little weird that your feedback program doesn't have a lot of winners when there's 25 supposedly. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Like I said, let me know in the comments down below. You know what? Maybe let me know if you've won this before. Let me know if you've won one of those $100 gift cards. And please, like I said, give me more ideas for the Tales from Retail series. This, again, was an idea from one of you guys. And thank you so much. And as always, have a fantastic day. See you guys. World of Warcraft Classic. It's here, guys. It's here. The servers were a nightmare, but I did get into a server. I got to play to like level 6 with my girlfriend. It was lots of fun. And I was talking with some people in the Discord. They were trying to get in different servers. It was kind of a clusterfuck because nobody knew which server to go to, because everyone was just trying the different ones. We originally were going to be in Whitemane and Fairlina, but Fairlina is like, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong whenever it's some like elf word. It's like the streamer one. So I don't really know if we want to be on that one. I feel like that's always going to be a mess. So maybe we'll pick a different one. For now, the Alliance server for the guild is Rotgore or something. Rottlegore. I don't even remember the name of it. It was really stupid. I don't like the name of it. But it was the only server that we could get into for the time being that was PvP. That's the Alliance server. And also, join the Discord down below. We have a specific channel just for WoW Classic. And I'm sorry about the lack of live streaming recently. On my channel, we have been streaming on my girlfriend's account, but my channel's been a little bit dormant. When I get back, because I'm going to be going on vacation for a little bit, then I'm going to start up streams again, especially because World of Warcraft's out, and I'm so excited. Please freaking join. Looking forward to reliving all that nostalgia.